The neon glow of Coruscant's lower levels faded as the slave eye pierced the atmosphere, charting a course for the cold, dark emptiness of the outer rim. In the cockpit, the only sound was the steady, rhythmic hiss of Boba Fett's respirator. He wasn't chasing glory. He was chasing a payout. High stakes, high secrecy. The intel said he'd defected with a decrypted data core, one that held the locations of hidden kyber crystal deposits. The ship touched down on Vora Prime, a miserable rock choked by a thick soup of sulfuric acid and nitrogen, filtering the toxic air as he stepped onto the wet metal of the landing pad. "I'm at the coordinates," he spoke into his comms. A distorted voice replied, "Good. Vane is hiding in the sunken gear cantina. Bring him alive. The data core is the priority." Fett offered no reply. He never did. The cantina was a hole in the wall. As Fett entered, a hush fell over the room. The iconic T-shaped visor of his helmet scanned every corner, every table, identifying every hidden weapon and every potential exit. It was a language he knew better than any other. Silas Vane was in a corner booth, looking more like a ghost than a traitor. He didn't flinch, didn't try to run. He simply looked up at the legendary green-armored hunter and let out a weary sigh. "You're late, Fett," Vane whispered, his voice thin. "You don't want to do this," Vane said, sliding a small silver cylinder across the table. "He didn't tell you what's actually on this core, did he? It's not kyber locations. It's a list, high-ranking Imperial officers who are secretly funding the rebellion, hedging their bets. Your employer, Moff Grendel, is one of them." Fett paused. He knew that in his line of work, information could be far more lethal than a blaster bolt. Imperial Purge troopers swarmed the entrance. This wasn't a support team. This was a cleanup crew. The blast rocked the cantina, sending debris and stormtroopers flying through the air. "Get up," he barked at Vane. They fought their way out, moving through the narrow to clear a corner. They made it back to the landing pad, but their escape was cut short. The slave eye was surrounded, and there, standing before it, flanked by a squad of elite guards, was Moff Grendel himself. "Hand over the core and the boy," Fett Grendel shouted over the howling wind. "I'll double your fee. You can walk away." Fett's helmet turned, looking from Vane to the Moff. A contract was sacred, but there was an unspoken rule among clients and hunters. Don't make the hunter the prey. Grendel had broken that rule. The price of deceit, Fett's voice cut through the storm, is usually blood. He didn't aim for the Moff. He aimed for the fuel cells of the Imperial shuttle parked nearby. The resulting fireball was immense, blinding the guards and throwing the entire scene into chaos. In that moment of confusion, Fett engaged his jetpack, grabbing Vane by the collar and spiraling up towards the open hatch of the slave eye as the ship roared into the sky. Fett didn't set a course for the Imperial rendezvous. "Where are we going?" "I'm selling the data to the highest bidder," he said. "And since the Empire wants you dead, the rebellion will pay a premium for your safety." Vane spat back. "I thought you were a man of your word." Fett turned his helmeted head just slightly. The slave eye vanished into the star-strewn silence of hyperspace, leaving the fires of Vora Prime far behind, and the man who hunts him. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more.